It's the reason.
Oh, stop it. Otherworldlyculture.com.
I held out that time. This is a whole different show, people.
An umpire and a vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 1979 disco-infused basketball movie, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, and the 1993 alien-abduction flick, Fire in the Sky, starring Dr. J, D.B. Sweeney, Stockard Channing, Jonathan Winters, Robert Patrick, and James Garner. Now two guys are thinking about switching their names astrologically to the Scorpion and the Bull, Tim Kretschmann and Jeff Miller.
You're full of some bull.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dead on the Bases. He's the ump.
Yes, I am. I'm Jeff Miller.
And,
and Tim's the vamp. See,
I'm
it's a whole
Tim the
different
Vamp.
show tonight.
You know, we're
I'm not
mixing things up.
I'm not going to be that predictive.
You know what's going to happen tonight? I'm not going to interrupt you one time
Okay, good.
during the entire show.
And Tim's the vamp.
And that's what's going to happen all night long.
And what we do is we...
And I'm not going to interrupt him at any point.
We review movies. I review horror movies because I don't like horror movies. I'm not accustomed to them. And Tim reviews sports movies. I pick the sports movie. Tim picks the horror movie. And then we put together a show.
And, you know, one of the things that we haven't been emphasizing, we've been talking about the movies so much, but we forget to mention what a sports expert Jeff is. He, in fact, designed a baseball diamond at one time using graph paper, a protractor, and a jar of chewing tobacco. This actually happened. So Jeff is one of the top sports personalities in the United States, and we're lucky to have him.
Oh, really?
And
I hope I get to meet that guy.
you ready?
What?
Ready for a special thing here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm leading us
go
into
ahead.
this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So don't
Wait,
pretend like we didn't plan.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
no.
I'm ready.
Wait.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Don't
I'm
even
not
play.
going to wait. I'm going to get things, hear me now. We're going to get things going here with a new segment that we have for all of you. Huh? Did you like that?
I did. I didn't get it, but I got it now.
Well, here.
What's OWC?
Otherworldly culture.
Oh, I got
That's what we're on.
I got you. It just looks different. But anyway, so let's get down to it. Let's get down to brass tacks here. So the Braves, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves winning the World Series. First time in 26 years that they won this World Series.
Okay.
That's a lot sooner than what the Brewers have done.
Yep.
And so there's a tie here. Not only are the Braves formerly from Milwaukee and before that Boston, and the Brewers are here now, but the Brewers have made the playoffs in 2008, 2011, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Each of those years, the team that defeated them in the playoffs went on to the World Series. And every one of those years, except for 2018, the team won the World Series. In 2008, the Phillies won the World Series. 2011, the Cardinals won.
Okay.
In 2018, the Dodgers beat the Brewers, but the Boston Red Sox won the World Series.
Okay.
The Brewers were lost to the Red Sox anyways. In 2019, the Nationals won the World Series. In 2020, the Dodgers, and this year, the Braves.
Please,
the common denominator to this debacle, it's right there. Wait, what did you just put across there?
What?
What?
What's going on?
No, you know
we're
what?
getting brand new news
no.
is going across the
reason
bottom
why the Brewers
for you.
The reason why the Brewers have not got to the World Series is because Craig Counsell has been on every one of those teams. They have allegedly Ryan Braun claims he sell. Oh Jesus! What in New Berlin? So, anyways,
let's see.
Craig Counsell, Craig Counsell in New Berlin. Okay, there you go. So here's the deal. The key to the Milwaukee.
Here's the deal.
This is the deal,
Everybody, write it down.
In order for the Brewers to get to the World Series and win the World Series, they need to fire Craig Counsell. Fire him. Done. Gone. And this right here, oh my God, that will never happen. Oh my God. It's bad enough that Craig Counsell's going to have a statue. He's probably going to have a street named after him. Going to have his number retired. Don't even give him the manager of the year. What's this? Another one? Craig Counsell. I hope we're not boring the people that want to hear about movies.
I don't think we are.
Praised.
I think they're always enjoying it.
So actually,
when I cause pain to you.
So what the Brewers are actually, they're like, now these are for the movie people.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell and the Milwaukee Brewers are like the Good Luck Chuck of the National League. Good Luck Chuck. Good Luck Chuck. If you've seen that movie, Dane Cook is the main character along with my girl Jessica Alba. Dane Cook, he'll meet a woman, hook up with her, whatever, and then she leaves him and she automatically gets married. So he's always the person that catapults them into marriage. The Brewers are the one who catapults the other teams to the World Series and beyond.
To the World Series.
Yeah. Okay, so I've seen enough of this. I'm giving Craig Counsell voted Grace. Please stop.
That's right.
Greatest Brewer ever. Oh my God. This is just
it's so true.
Oh my God.
So true. Is that what you wanted to say?
Yeah, no.
Do you like the Jeff Sarant up in the corner?
Jeff Sarant. I like that.
You like that?
I don't look at the screen enough anymore. I think I've been scared off when we had like The Conjuring and The Collector. I kind of look away.
Could you do me a favor?
What?
Jeff? Okay.
I'm
Could
fine.
you hand me this? Yeah, we don't need you to have this.
All right.
When you're talking about Craig Counsell, I don't need you.
Contract extended.
Let me put this out of your reach.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Let's get into the movies. Because that's what everybody's here for. They're not here
Is that what we do on this show?
But thank you for letting me get that off my chest.
I think that's wonderful. I think we
it sounded better in my head
something.
than what we did here, but anyway.
No, I think we learned something.
Don't have Jeff have this segment ever again.
No, I actually I enjoyed that.
Yeah, all right.
When I don't enjoy it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Now it's stuck.
Yes, it is. What's going on here?
All right, so let's say, okay, real quick, people in the chat room, what would you want to hear about first? Fire in the Sky or the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you can vote now.
Vote now.
Or forever hold your peace.
And I think only one vote will probably get to be the winner, but we'll see.
Probably.
Anyone?
I got to clean up this right now. Oh,
Bueller.
God. Yeah.
So I had Fire in the Sky this week. Shoot.
Yeah, I closed the wrong thing.
Let's see. Poison first.
Let's not close that one.
Oh, Trogdor wants to hear fish. Sobat wants to hear the fish. Peggy wants to hear Fire in the Sky.
They don't actually. They're being nice to you, is what's going on.
So what's being nice to me? Hearing mine or yours?
I don't know.
I'm
actually just quickly trying to recover what just crashed.
You're doing this because I have to keep reading this about the commissioner and all this.
Oh, is that why I'm doing that?
Knows?
That's strange. Why would I ever do that to you? That seems very odd.
Trogdor, I am hoping that all this guy from what I'm hoping is all about the guy from Barney Miller.
Barney Miller.
Are you thinking about Jim Rockford?
No, I think he's talking about fish.
Oh, very clever.
Get it? That's comedy right there.
I think that's Gabe. What's his name? Gabe Gababos or
no? Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, same thing.
Is that who you're talking about? Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, Abe Vigoda.
All right. Let's see if this thing is going to finally work.
We'll never have this segment again. I'm
on
the screen way too long.
I don't believe it. The system is screwing with me big time right now.
It's the gremlins. So anyway, back to the...
There we go.
All right.
How many times do I have to press the same button?
Let's hear about what? Mine? All right, so I'm Jeff.
We're going to yours because that's what we agreed to ahead of time, and I kept pressing the button and it worked.
Fire in the Sky is not about the Hindenburg.
It's not.
It's not about Johnny Cash. Fire, Circle of Fire. Wait, what's that?
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. There we go.
Now look what happened. I turned myself off. There we go.
All right. Well, anyway, see, I can only imagine what little clips you see. Why would you even have that clip?
Why?
Now, this is why I don't watch this because I don't like seeing these clips. Look at this. There are so many other parts of this movie.
What are you talking about?
Anyways, Fire in the Sky.
Yeah.
Now, I watched this movie.
It's a movie.
I actually watched. Yeah, but it's based on a real life event. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Okay, so
it says it right at the beginning of the movie.
But I missed that.
Notice how I'm not interrupting you, by the way.
I missed that.
I'm really doing a good job of it. Just so you know.
I'm going to start talking in sign language, and then you can't interrupt.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anyways, so back to the movie here. So, yeah. Look at these gross, whatever. Anyway, so back to this movie. So, all right, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. So
Wait.
Now back to the movie. So now this takes place in 1975. I thought that it was put together very well with everything in 1975. I mean, it looked realistic. It looked like they were back in 1975.
Why don't you quick explain, because this is not a movie a lot of people have seen.
No, I have never seen this movie.
Yeah, tell them what it's about.
So if I haven't seen this movie, a lot of people have not seen this movie.
Yeah.
It's about alien abduction. So what happens is these 6 guys, in real life it's 7, but these 6 guys go out to the forest and they're cutting down trees. They're contracted to clear out an area, right? And on their way back, they see this fire in the sky, and they're like, "Hey, let's go see what this is." Now, a few weeks earlier, this would have been killer clowns from outer space, but this was a real event. This really happened, not killer clowns. So they go over there, and then D.B. Sweeney, Travis Walton, he says, "Hey man, I gotta check this out." He's kind of a flighty guy anyway, so he goes out. He's like, "Let me see what's going on."
He's kind of happy-go-lucky.
He's happy-go-lucky, kind of spacey.
Yeah.
Get it? Spacey.
Yeah.
And he goes out in the middle of this open area, and a light beam comes down, and then all of a sudden, that's it, gone. He wasn't. He wasn't gone. He wasn't gone. He was like collapsed. Okay. And they're like, but his friends. This kind of ticked me off a little bit because his friends are like, "Well, we got to get out of here." Well, you know what? They should have actually went out and tried to help the dude out, but they bailed and they drove. They drove like 100 miles an hour, and nothing was even chasing them. I'm like, this is stupid. But anyways. But listen, but then they're like,
let's stay in the area where people are beamed up out of into the sky by light.
Tim, why wouldn't you go out there and just try to quick grab them and bring them back?
What?
Because the movie would be over by then. So they had to have this movie drag.
You really? Okay, so you see something horrific happen outside of your car. It wasn't horrific.
He collapsed.
You see something you can't explain at all happen outside the car.
I can explain it.
And you would say, let me go out there and help him out.
I can explain it. He collapsed. I'm just
I wouldn't. Let me tell you something, Jeff. If we're driving along on our way out to Horror Realm,
yeah,
and you get abducted by aliens, I'm taking your ride.
Okay,
that's how that's gonna go.
So here's the deal. But there's a lot of things that I have questions about. So
I'll use the
hold
iPass.
on. Now wait a second.
What? Wait about what?
I have a lot of questions.
You have a lot of questions.
So what
that is a
so what I don't understand
Jeff Miller review.
So this is what I don't understand.
Okay.
So they get to this bar and they're like, all right, let's all stick to the story. But
that was an interesting
because the thing of it is that there was no lie involved. They told the story the way it was. They keep wanting you to think that they killed this guy or something.
They say everybody stick to the story, because they could have very easily said, we don't know what happened to Travis.
But they do. They saw it.
Yeah, but if they could have said that and saved themselves a whole lot of crap, because if they would have told the cops he got lost in the woods.
Well, how did he get lost?
They wouldn't have found him. They wouldn't have found him. And they would have went, well, I guess he was lost in the woods.
Okay, well.
By saying that an alien abducted them, they went, these guys are nuts, or they're lying, or, so that's why he says stick to the story.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Right?
That's what Robert Patrick says. And
right.
Robert Patrick, the guy who plays
Mike Rogers.
Right. He's also in the
Who is the brother of Fred Rogers. Mr. Rogers.
Neighborhood. So anyways,
at the beginning of the movie, he takes off his sweater and throws one shoe to his other hand.
No, he doesn't. But anyways,
singing to the audience.
And then playing with his train in a tunnel. So anyways.
What was it, Mr. McFeely?
He was Speedy McFeely.
Speedy Delivery.
Yeah, Speedy Delivery.
Speedy Feely.
And then what was the baker's name?
There was no baker.
There was a baker.
There was no baker. That's Sesame Street. That was like Jim Henson falling down the stairs.
Anyways, so now this whole group
100% right about this.
You're 100% wrong. I guarantee you there was
100%.
The first round of drinks in Pittsburgh is on you when you're wrong. So back to the show. Back to the story.
Okay.
So now
I hear you.
James Garner is in this movie. James Garner is awesome in this movie because I immediately think of Rockford Files.
He plays Maverick.
He's awesome. James Garner, he plays the...
he brings a certain
boom.
amount of cool
He does.
to everything he does.
He does, and
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. But I gotta say, the 6 guys that were, or the 5 guys then that were in that band of guys that were working, I really believe that I believe they played the characters correctly. I think that
They
were
played
very
the
good.
characters very well.
They did.
You become instantly
Yep.
invested in those characters.
You do, especially
that's
Rodgers.
the difference. What was the movie we had last week? What was that freaking thing?
Hoosiers.
No, the other movie that
Mine?
you had. Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween.
No, it
had
must
Halloween
have
last
been
week.
2 weeks ago. There was a
Killer
movie we
Clowns?
did recently.
Collector.
No, but there was a movie where the characters, you just can't get into them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was on Dead On Movie Reviews.
Maybe it was Car Wash.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Car Wash is a great movie.
So, anyways, James Garner. I love James Garner in this movie. He plays the sheriff. He comes into town. He does.
And he's a skeptic.
He's a skeptic.
He's a skeptic. He's like,
they're BSing.
I don't think this is real. So I do have to ask you this, Jeff. Do you believe this is real?
Okay, so this is where I go with this.
I got him.
No, listen.
I got him.
I'm watching this movie and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah. But I don't know how much I can tell about this. But I don't think it is because of the way it ended. I'll just leave it like that. Because I don't know how he got from that spot right there.
Okay. The abduction scene you're talking about.
Well,
we'll give you this much. There is an abduction scene in the movie.
There is. But the thing of it
Sequence.
is I don't know how he gets from the abduction to sitting naked next to the ice chest.
Oh,
Next to the...
he got away.
They don't show that, though.
No, they don't.
And that's why I don't like it. I don't like the fact that they didn't show me how it happened.
You didn't like that they didn't show you how he got away.
Yep.
That's valid.
It is because did he jump from outer space here? Were they already landed on the Earth and he jumped out? Did they let him out? Did he get into a pod and drive
It
out?
seemed like a situation you don't get out of. I'm
Right.
thinking
Oh,
that
right.
aliens let him go, and if you
Why? Oh, and that's
if
another thing,
you
Tim.
listen
Tim.
to alien abduction stories, they always let him go. Otherwise, you would never see him again.
Right, but listen, Tim. You're right. Listen, but hold on. Listen
Okay,
to
I'm
this.
gonna listen.
But he does say when he picks up Patrick or not Pat? Yeah, well, Mike.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick, Michael
Mr. Rogers.
Yes. He goes, picks him up 2.5 years later. He goes, they must have not liked me. So it's like,
Yeah.
I get that, but I don't like the fact that I didn't see him
That
get
it
away.
wasn't explained.
I don't like that.
I believe. Here's how I read that, or
Yeah.
interpret that. I
Yeah.
guess I interpret that as he doesn't know, because
He
it was
knows.
obvious he had some memories he was repressing
I think
within the framework of the story.
I think he made it up. I honestly think this is all a made up story. I do. I think it's like Blair Witch Project.
Here's the thing I know about the quote true story, and I don't know that I believe it. I don't believe in aliens in general, but except at a certain border.
All right.
But yeah,
I didn't get that at first.
but I would say that they didn't have a whole lot to gain by this story.
Right, but James Gardner said, well, they could have they got some fame out of that, maybe some
They
recognition.
didn't get that much fame for the amount of crap.
$5,000 from the Inquirer back in '75.
It seemed like an awful. They were almost tried for murder.
I get that.
I don't know. That seems like an awful big downside,
I know.
and not a lot of high side.
But
that does lead to: did Travis return to get those guys off the hook?
Oh, do you think like he took off and he's like, I better get back there?
Or was he watching things like, hey, this is getting out of hand, I need to come back?
I don't know.
Because
It's a good-
I
it's a
think
good
you
movie.
can watch this movie without the abduction scene,
Yes.
and you can
please.
make that story.
Watch that without the abduction scene. That
the
abduction
abduction
scene is bad.
scene is absolutely
Oh,
terrifying.
It is.
Absolutely
But you know what?
terrifying.
You said that I would have like soiled
I
myself.
think
for
it's
that. I
the
didn't.
scariest
It's not.
movie
It's not.
that we've seen this
Okay,
season.
so this is the thing.
Easily the
This is the
scariest
thing. No, it's
scene
not. The
of
Collector is.
season.
The Collector is.
The Collector.
Right. This was
Say
not
it
scary.
right,
This
damn
was
it.
just a simple little like operation scene. To me, that's all it looked like. All right, but
Did you not see their faces? Are you looking at
It's
the
an alien.
screen?
It's a person with an alien head on.
And this thing go into his eye?
No, because I closed my eyes when that happened.
Oh, well, okay. If you didn't watch it, I guess it was easy to watch.
No, I watched all this, but I didn't watch the part where he put this thing in his eye. But here's the thing. The part that was the scariest to me, that I was starting to I don't know, get sweating, was when he was inside the mucous membrane thing and he cut himself out. You know what I'm talking about? Like when they see him, when he's in that pod.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Close quarters like that, just, oh my God.
And then he's floating. He has no way of propelling himself.
That didn't bother me. That was just like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory when they floated up.
There was no eating of gobstoppers that started this whole thing.
No, but...
And I didn't see a single Oompa Loompa.
That's what the aliens look like to me. Anyways, so it was not scary.
As soon as I said it, I'm like, I'll
tell you what, this is a really good movie. I liked it. I did. I actually liked this movie, Tim. I don't think you would have thought that, but I did. I didn't find it scary.
I thought you might.
Nope.
Because it is, like I say, if you take out that one sequence, it's a very solid mystery. It's a very solid mystery.
For me, this is the type of movie that I like. It's like from A to Z. I mean, I know what's going on all the way through. It's like a story.
Except you don't know how he got
No,
back.
and that's such bullshit or bull crap, whatever. Just
get it closer,
right,
because you swear a lot.
Let's go ahead and do the movie review. Or I mean the score.
We don't have a sports movie connection?
Oh yes, we do. DB Sweeney. DB Sweeney was
Where the hell did it go?
That was terrible too. I couldn't have done that.
Where did it go?
DB Sweeney was in 8 Men Out. He played Shoeless Joe Jackson in 8 Men Out.
He was in another movie.
DB Sweeney was. He was in another movie.
Another sports movie.
As soon as you tell me it, I'll remember it.
The Cutting Edge.
Yes, he was a skater. He was the hockey skater. Toe pick.
Now,
look at that.
Can you
toe pick? Come on.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? No. Oh, yeah, sure.
Whatever. Oh yeah, you're gonna punch me in the head.
Okay. What about the guy that plays Dallas?
He's in something too. He looked really familiar to me.
He was in a movie that we did on this show.
I don't even know. Can't even tell you. Oh yeah, Collector.
A sports movie.
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Hold on. Sports movie connection. Craig Sheffer was in. I gave everybody a lot of time in the chat room. Nope, nobody thought of it. You haven't thought of it yet?
Tim. He was in, I don't know.
The Program.
We did that
He's the main character in the program.
We did that 2 seasons ago, man. He was the main quarterback. He was the quarterback in that movie.
He also has been interviewed by our own Mike Exler.
Really?
Having to do with Nightbreed.
I know that movie.
And Mike is in the chat room telling us this is one of the top 5 scariest films of all time.
This one right here?
Yes.
Mike?
I agree with Mike.
Mike, this is not scary.
I agree
and
with
that's
Mike.
coming from me. The guy who didn't like The Conjuring or Collector. This was not scary. This on a scale of 1 to 10 scary, it's a 2.
It's a 2.
A 2.
Like your energy level.
It's a 2. I'm telling you, scary
I'm
level.
sorry, your handsomeness
This
level.
is if you can get past this, if you can get past abduction scene, whatever.
It is very not scary.
There you go.
If you close your eyes completely.
I only did it when they were going to put the needle in the guy's eyeball because I can't handle that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, that's all.
Are we gonna score this fucker?
Tim.
Who said that?
A 2.
That was you.
Oh, you want a score? I'll give you a score.
Yeah.
Do you think you know what I'm going to say?
I'm gonna hover.
All right. Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
7.
I was close. I had 8.
Oh, okay.
There's a 7.
Yep.
That would be the number 7.
And I would have seriously, I'd have given it an 8 or 9 if I would have known how he got off the spacecraft. Seriously.
You know, sometimes
that's too big of a hole.
You have issues with sections of the movie.
That's too
I
big
don't
of a
get
hole.
it.
Yeah, wait till you hear the problem I had with Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
I know you had a problem.
But
I'm
Tim,
going to ask you. You wouldn't tell me.
And I'm not being a jerk to Exler or anything, but this was not a scary movie. Not.
Yeah. Okay.
Not. I watched this when I was eating my Cheerios this morning.
You're eating Cheerios.
They're heart healthy.
Thank you for that. You know, I think it's time for a little break for everybody.
Please.
There's a new merch in town.
Yes.
Let's make some merch money.
Look at this sexy thing. You could be wearing this on a shirt very soon. It's our new merch. Get your Get On the Bases merch right now.
That's a good one.
And you can...
Open it up Muskego style.
Farmore, yes.
I know that's one of your
Farmore. I
favorites.
love Farmore. I used to work at Farmore.
Yeah,
Did we talk
established
about the
that.
fact I was Employee of the Month?
Yes.
I have a watch.
You bring it up once in a while.
I have a watch for being Employee of the Month.
And remember, everybody,
Yes.
you can email the show. Jeff is jeff@otherworldlyculture.com. I'm Tim at otherworldlyculture.com. And we're hoping that you connect up with us because we'd like to connect up with all of you at this year's Horror Realm.
Horror Realm.
14 days, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Are you packed?
No.
I'm not either.
No.
It's coming too quick.
No, this is going to be great. I can't
I'm
wait.
freaking out.
It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
Pittsburgh will know that I was there. They'll know that they're going to say Jeff
He
Miller
will
was there.
leave his mark.
I've got my Pittsburgh shirt on tonight. I'm ready.
For the Berg. That's Pittsburghers call it the Berg.
No, they don't.
Yes,
Pittsburghers? They call it the Berg?
yes. I'm waiting for Mike to tell me I am so,
So anyway-
right, and I'm going to put it right up on the screen that Pittsburghers call Pittsburgh the Berg.
So
Come on.
back to Horror Realm. There's a lot of great. Mike Exler is going to be interviewing a bunch of people. That's going to be awesome. Peggy's going to be there. She's going to have a stand with her books.
Yeah.
Not
Well, she's
fistful
going to
of dead
sit.
people.
She's going to sit.
That's what I said.
And then you said she was going to stand.
I said she'll have a stand, like a stand.
Oh, wait, hold on. This just in.
What?
Here comes the chat. Notice the words Tim is correct. See him right there?
About
Tim
what, though?
is correct.
About what?
Regarding the Berg.
Okay. So that's like in Muskego here, they call us the Go.
Well, I think what they usually just call us is stylish.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Because
You know what?
whoop it up Muskego style.
I wonder if they'll put our table next to Peggy's table.
I don't think so.
She would get a lot of
It would
traffic
be
from us.
very, very distracting for her.
She would have a lot of traffic from us.
Because you are out of control at all times.
That's not even true. I'm on a 2 tonight.
Okay. You're at a 2 tonight. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Hey, well, it's time to go to the next button. Let's see if this one works.
You know what we're going to do next week? We're going to discuss where we're going to be at Horror Realm because I already highlighted the spots I'm
You
going
have
to be.
no idea. You've never been before.
You sent me an itinerary. I know what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing karaoke. I'm doing some party the second night. I'm going to hang out with Exler, stuff like that.
Well, you know what we did last night is we watched the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Nice segue.
One of our unusual. This is one of the first times that we watched one together. We did it one other time.
Do you remember it?
Yes, it was man's favorite sport.
Yep.
I know that because it was on a little sign downstairs.
Yeah, you
last
haven't
night.
changed. It's been 2
Because
years since
I wasn't going to put the Fish That ate Pittsburgh on that little.
Well, it would be wrong
thing.
because it's
Why?
not 8, it's saved.
Whatever. So the Fish That Saved Philadelphia. We watched it last night, and it's interesting. I'll say that. I think it's primarily interesting from a historical perspective, as in, there's no way this movie gets made today.
No way. There are so many things that there is no way.
I will say,
No.
it was kind of difficult to watch the movie because there was this dude in the theater that was just couldn't sit still and making a lot of noise throughout the movie.
What are you talking about?
And, it was an audience problem, but I tried to look past that.
We watched it
Than
yesterday.
all the noise.
You didn't watch this in the movie theater.
I watched this in the theater downstairs. Yeah. There was
I didn't
this
make any
very
noise at all.
loud,
No, but I get what you're
obnoxious
saying. No, I
audience
didn't.
member.
No.
Yeah, what would happen? There is so much disco in this movie.
It's awesome.
They would start playing disco, and Jeff is up dancing. He's doing this stuff. He was doing what did you call that? The Baltimore Bustle?
Yes, the Baltimore.
Yeah, he was doing the Baltimore Bustle. The whole soundtrack is what's commonly known as the needle drop soundtrack.
What's that?
It means they took a bunch of music, it's like songs that they were hoping would get on the radio, and just threw them in the movie, and they don't fit all the time.
Had you not had that disco ball in the middle of the ceiling, I wouldn't have been getting up doing the disco dancing.
Well, I actually had the entire basement done up after I watched that movie with James Woods, where, they had the disco ball above the boxing ring.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Diggsville.
you bet. Yeah, Doug Diggsville.
Yeah. So
D.B. Sweeney was in that too.
Was he?
No.
I don't think so.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Sitting there and I'm like, I would have come across that in my research. Anyway, what's kind of interesting, I looked into the director of this movie.
Yeah.
He was one of these like social justice warrior, civil rights movement type guys.
Really?
And when you watch this movie, did I not at one point ask, did a black guy or a white guy direct this movie? Because it's a little racist. Because there are some views of Saudi Arabians in here. There is a very politically incorrect Native American character that I swear would have been perfectly fine with Washington's previous sports team name. I mean, he all but says how. He is like doing a whole thing.
Can I say the Jonathan Winters line?
Yeah, I think we can. That's why I opened
that
this
Jonathan Winters line is just amazing. When you hear it now, you're like, you can't believe it. He goes, well, what we're going to give those LA players after they win, we're going to make sure you get little white toys for the little white players and the little black toy. No, fruit.
Black thing. No,
black fruit.
He's talking about what type of gifts he wants.
Oh yeah,
to
he
give
wanted white gifts
team.
for the white people and black gifts for the black people.
Right.
That's
incredible. What he says. And we both looked at each other. Didn't we run it back? I think we ran it back to make sure we heard it right.
I couldn't believe that he said it, but I mean...
I couldn't believe it either. But see, the thing with Jonathan Winters, he's like Robin Williams. You give him the script, and he uses that as a guideline. He just does what he wants. Here's the problem. He wasn't really that funny. Usually, he's brilliant. And
he had two roles.
Well, and here's the thing, okay? This is my main issue with the movie. My main issue with the movie is the storyline is Dr. J can't sink a basket at a game. This little child, what is he, 7 or 8 years old?
14. He says in the movie he's 14.
He is a stunted 14-year-old.
Well, he was smoking and drinking 40s.
Yeah. Driving a car.
Some cold 45.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, this 8-year-old boy.
He's 14.
8.
All right, that's another one I'm going to win. There was a baker on Mr. Rogers, and this kid was 14 in the movie.
In the movie, that's maybe what they said. But he looked like he was 8. He looked like he was 8.
James Bond
anyway, this incredibly small teenager, we'll go with that. He comes up with the idea what we need to do is astrologically align the team that everyone is a Pisces. Dude, you almost spilled liquor. That would have been a law-breaking
All right, just
offense.
go on with your thing there.
Yeah, but Dr. J, it would help him if everybody else was a Pisces on the team. So they basically open up a open call for athletes, and they get the motley crew of all sorts of weirdos to be on the team, right? Mm-hmm. Here's my thing.
Okay.
At no point does it look like the team is going to be in financial trouble, because Jonathan Winters' character, he plays twin brothers, and one owns the team and the other guy, he hates his brother for reasons we don't know, and he just seems to not want the team to do well. But we don't get the feeling that if this team fails, the first Jonathan Winters, the one that owns the team, that he'd have any financial hardship whatsoever. He's got plenty of cash. So he doesn't care, right? So he doesn't care. Obviously, he doesn't care. He lets an 8, maybe 14-year-old kid take over everything in there. So the story, I'm just like, there's no stakes for them to win. It's like, well, it's nice that he's winning.
You know what
I guess it's good for Dr. J. I didn't feel bad for Dr. J. They established he drives around in a Rolls Royce in Pittsburgh that somehow doesn't get stolen, even though he allows a 8-year-old, 14-year-old kid get into his car and drive it around. I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, I don't feel sorry for Dr. J. He wasn't like on the edge of losing his job. I don't feel sorry for the owner of the team because he doesn't care if the team makes money or not. Really, them winning doesn't help anybody. It doesn't hurt anybody, but it doesn't help anybody. So I'm like, why do I care if they even win?
At least in Slapshot and in Major League, and both
It
those
makes sense.
are both are the same kind of scenario.
Right.
They're going to be out of town if they keep losing. Nothing happens if they win or lose. Same thing with the Will Ferrell movie, the basketball movie by him. If they lose, they're out. They gotta win to get the NBA. So there was no hook that way. The only way that Jonathan Winters character,
even dodgeball, they were gonna lose to Jim.
Yep.
Right?
Usually when there's an underdog.
Caddyshack, there was something where it was a scholarship or something. There was something on the line.
There's nothing on the line.
Literally, you got a guy that can afford a Rolls Royce couldn't sink a basket. Well, boo-hoo, pal. Boo-hoo. He was still getting paid.
You know what would have made that show better, this movie better? Is if Jonathan Winters, if his character, you know how he was twins?
Yeah.
He would have been Siamese twins. Could you see if they were Siamese twins?
That would be funny.
They would be like attached. And
Okay, let me tell you. There are... And this is the thing that irritates me about this movie.
What?
There are pieces that could have worked.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
There are pieces that could have worked. Meadowlark Lemon is in here from the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yep.
He's fantastic on the court. He comes off the court, no charisma. Dr. J, great on the court. No charisma the minute he's off the court. It's like an almost movie. And the problem is with Dr. J being the lead, that's a problem. And I read in the IMDb trivia there that Chevy Chase was once attached to this movie. And I'm like, that would have been a game changer. And you know what role I would have put him in?
Coach.
Either the coach or... Actually, I thought the coach was pretty funny that they had in there.
Yeah, but...
I would take out that child character. Okay. I would make him kind of a conniver that says, well, let's try this. And there was... M. Emmett Walsh was playing a part where he was kind of like Jonathan Winters' stand-in for the owner, Jonathan Winters. He could have played that type of part and said, well, why don't we try this to do it? It could have been really funny. I think just having him on the set would have improved the movie because it had a scenario, but they didn't really play it to the hilt. This kid is just way too smart, and it's kind of annoying.
It is.
And there's so many questions. You come in here always having questions for me. I got questions for you.
What's that?
How does how does just some random kid have access to Dr. J, the guy that's riding around? I mean, because before he even meets him and with the Rolls Royce, he's like in the locker room just hanging out. I'm like,
boy.
What is that bullshit? And then, and if this kid is so smart, why is he into astrology of all things? I don't get that because he's like naming off people and what their sign is, like left, right, and sideways. And here's another question. This is more of a thinker. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is Dr. J the worst actor ever, Or is he just acting like that? Was his role to be a professional basketball player that can't act? Maybe that was his role.
Well, he did.
Maybe he was spectacular at playing that role. So I don't know. He's either a genius or a fool. I'm leaning one direction, but I'm just not sure. And also, every time you make a basket, does a slide whistle go off or a cymbal get hit? Or what's going on with that? I just didn't get it.
What?
I think some of the hijinks on the pitch there while they're doing this movie, I thought those were, that's the right term, right? Pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Out on the pitch.
No.
They're doing these hijinks, and I thought those were kind of funny because he had the Harlem Globetrotters kind of connection.
Yeah.
I think you would be better off watching ABC's Wide World of Sports.
That was awesome back in the
and
day.
showing the Harlem Globetrotters game. I would have probably enjoyed that more than this.
What do you think of Michael Gossel's character?
Michael Goswell, which one is that?
He was a trainer.
That's the trainer. He was smoking every time he was on screen in the gymnasium or what?
In the arena.
What do we call it?
The Civic Arena.
At the track there, and
Okay,
he's
stop.
what?
Didn't that make you nervous? He had that ash really long.
He always,
yeah.
It was like he hadn't smoked it. He hadn't gone to ashtray, which I have noticed when I go to the gym. They do not have an ashtray readily available for you. And it's a little sloppy then because you're sitting there on the treadmill and the ash keeps coming off.
So I
what the hell?
So the Fish That
just
Saved
put an ashtray there.
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh is a great movie. It's a great fun basketball type movie.
Great movie. You keep saying that like I'm gonna believe you.
But I have a big.
You were rather agitated at the end of the movie.
I have a huge problem.
Tell me about it,
And
brother.
this is just my MO. Tim, if you know me, you've seen me do this before. This is my MO. I do have a problem with Fire in the Sky. I don't know how he got from point A to point C or D, whatever. I don't know how he got out of the space carrier. In this movie,
we do know how Stockard Channing gets away from the abductors because there's approximately 35 minutes of film in this movie of her driving across Pittsburgh. And here's the thing. She never apparently goes up a single hill or down a single hill. And having just visited there, I mean, that's all there is.
Yes.
There's not a flat street in the whole damn city.
No.
I was, okay.
But let me tell you about this big problem. I want everybody that's in the chat room to watch this movie. But this is the big problem.
No. This is a bad idea.
At the end of the third quarter, going into the final quarter, the fourth quarter, it's 91. The Fishes got...
the fourth quarter comes after the third quarter. Thank you.
The Pittsburgh Pisces have 91.
Yeah.
And the Los Angeles, they didn't even give the name of the team, has 101. There's a 10-point...
Why do you remember these scores?
There's a 10-point difference, right?
Right, a 10-point difference.
Watch the last sequence of baskets. Yeah. The Fish score 40 points, okay? 40 points.
Right.
But with 3 seconds left, the score is Fish 101. No, Fish 102. Los Angeles 103.
Who are the Fish?
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, the Pisces.
No,
the Pisces have...
Pittsburgh Pisces.
The Pittsburgh Pisces
have... First they were the Pittsburgh Pythons.
Right.
Which is a fierce, scary snake, and then they named themselves after a fish.
After a fish. But,
right.
But the fish are only down by...
Fish sticks come out on...
The Fish only should have scored 11 points. They scored 40. I'm telling you, there's a huge hole there. I don't like it. That ticks me off. And then we're not going to ruin the ending, though. We won't.
No, we're not. But I think everybody can figure out who's.
But they scored 40 points when they only showed them scoring 11 or 9 or whatever. I
was upset that they didn't show the entirety of the fish stick dancing sequence. Oh wait, they did. Like every second they show it getting wheeled out into the middle of the pitch there, and they roll it out there. What?
It's a court, the basketball court.
That's what you do to a young lady. You court them.
You can court them, yes.
Yeah.
But they got the term from a basketball game.
What?
They got that term from a basketball game, though.
They did?
Yep.
Wow.
See, you learn something new every day.
I'm learning so much with this show.
So, Tim.
I'm learning that Craig Counsell is a top baseball manager. I'm learning all these great things.
Could you imagine if he came out to
The
horror
Fish
realm?
That Ate Pittsburgh is an interesting
The Fish
film.
That Saved Pittsburgh.
I'm sorry. It's an interesting film, but I believe it is flawed in a way that was irritating
40 points in the last quarter when they only showed him scoring 10.
But this movie, I went into this movie, I'm like, there is no way I'm going to find any horror movie connections. I was right. Horror movie connections are huge on this one.
Huge.
Okay. We'll start with Jonathan Winters because we talked about that this season that he played Fats Brown in the Twilight Zone, A Game of Pool. So he was in the original Twilight Zone.
With Jack Klugman.
Right.
Was the other guy in there.
Yeah, it was basically Paul Newman. Then Harry Shearer, who is kind of like the radio announcer, TV announcer.
What's called?
He's the voice of most of The Simpsons. He was in Spinal Tap. He actually played an uncredited beachgoer in Jaws. He was a voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
And did some of the, hey, watch out stuff in the background.
I remember that.
Okay. All right. Emmett Walsh, we've talked about in previous movies here, a Slapshot. But he was in an 85 Twilight Zone episode. He was on The X-Files. He was featured in Critters. He was on the TV show Unsub that I love. But he was also in the Coen Brothers' Blood Simple, which is kind of a thriller horror movie. Now, here's the big one. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say what the big one is yet. I see that Tracy just joined us, so she can play along. I am going to directly challenge Mike Exler in the chat room if he can think of what the big name in horror that was in this film. He's uncredited, but he was in this movie.
Oh, can I guess?
That was one of his first.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yes, so you can't
is this
guess
what you pointed
because
out?
you
Wait,
know. Yes,
okay.
I pointed him out. He was not credited, but he was in the film. I did confirm it. That
you did?
Yeah, I confirmed it.
Kick ass.
I'm awesome. Then we had Jack Kehoe, who was in the movie The Game and an 85 Twilight Zone, like everybody. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in an episode of iZombie.
Didn't know that.
And he was in an episode of Tales of the Dark Side back in 85. I used to love that show. Margaret Avery, she was the love interest. Early in her career, she was in a TV movie called Something Evil and Terror at Red Wolf Inn. That's a good guess, Mike, but incorrect. But you're on the right path.
He is?
Yeah, he's on the right path.
I don't know who George Romeo is. Romero.
Yeah, you watched his movie.
I did?
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead.
I didn't watch that movie.
Shot in Night of the Living Dead.
I watched
the black and white.
Oh,
film.
that was?
Yeah. It was shot in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know. Pittsburgh is the home of zombies.
It is. All right.
That's why I got new tires on the Jeep.
I was wondering when that was going to come up in the show. All right. Okay, I can't look at the chat right now. And then we have Peter Isaacson. That was the big tall guy, Driftwood.
The guy with the headphones on?
Yeah, he was actually in the Munsters Today. There was a TV show called The Munsters Today in 1989. I didn't even know that existed. Nicholas Pryor, that was the coach that, you were throwing shade at. The coach talks only in sports metaphors, which is hilarious. He was in Damien, Omen 2. He was in Pacific Heights. He was in Dr. Sleep. And he was in the movie that just came out, Halloween Kills. Ugh. And then Stockard Channing, I could not find a horror movie that she was in, but she was the Mad Painter's victim. And I thought that sounded like a horror movie. And then I realized that's that character in Sesame Street that paints everything. She was often terrorized by him early in her career. But the big score.
He gives up.
One of the Pittsburgh Python players.
Oh, he's a player?
One of the players was a very tall African-American guy. and his name is Ken Foray.
Oh.
He is the star of Dawn of the Dead 1978, and he has more horror credits than you can count. And he was one of the stars of a movie that I think we're going to give you at some point called Death Spa, which is about a health spa, a health club that has a witch problem.
Now, hold on a second. Now, we were talking about this. We're definitely not on the same page because the guy I thought you were talking about was Danny Glover.
Oh, I have not been able to confirm if Danny
That's why
Glover
when you said
was
you
in it.
confirmed it, I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
I confirmed Foray. I am still... There was a scene that I swear the guy in the background, Deb Allen, who choreographed the movie Fame, has a part where she's always like...
that was her.
Hitting on, yeah.
Oh.
She's like hitting on all the...
Bullet. She wants
all the
Bullet.
men. Yeah, she wants Bullet bad. And he didn't have any credits that I was surprised by. But he it looked like Danny Glover. It looked like Danny Glover in 78. It looked like a young guy that was just trying to be around a movie set, you know. And they didn't have many people in the stands through most of this movie. Including the big climax, which you thought, hey, this is the big championship. And still the stands looked a little empty. But they did open up the roof.
The Civic
So
Center.
that
That's an awesome scene.
All right. Hey, we're running overtime again. I think
Not
we
really.
got to get moving here. Well, we're going to. So we're going to get ourselves over into the...
You got to give it a grade.
I
You have
didn't
to give
give
it
it a grade.
A rating.
Yeah. What am I doing?
I don't know.
I jumped ahead. And I didn't hit the right button again. There we go. I do have to give it a score.
I know what you're giving it.
What am I giving it?
Well, put it up there. I'll tell you if you're right. Yep. 3, you're right.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan. There is value to it. And the value is you can learn what not to do in a comedy movie. What you should attempt to do is make it funny. That'd be a good move. Having said that, I had some fun with this because
I know
of
you did.
the time and the nostalgia.
Disco.
The disco. I mean, they had a...
Platform
what
shoes.
was- they actually had a song called "The Fish That Ate Pittsburgh" right in...
No, it's
There-
a
what
Fish
did I
That
say?
Saved Pittsburgh. You got to quit confusing people.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because if somebody wants to see this, they're going to put in the Fish
The
That
Fish That
Ate
Ate
yeah.
Pittsburgh. Well, but they had one that was like Moses. What was his name? Moses Supposes.
Yeah. No. Moses somebody.
The roses have poses.
Moses Guthrie.
Moses, yeah, and the name of the song is like Moses Guthrie.
And then they had one for the...
Moses Guthrie.
They had for Mona Mandu. They had a Mona Mandu song.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Marv Albert was in that before he started hitting on...
Oh, really? From the Tawana Brass?
Right? No, Marv Albert. You said it was...
No, it's Herb Alpert.
Yes.
Oh,
Different person.
Marv
Yeah,
Albert.
Marv. Yeah.
Okay, that's a different guy.
Yeah. Flip
I wasn't
Wilson.
sure.
That was his last movie he ever made.
Poor guy.
Flip. What a name, Flip. Can you imagine if your name was
He
Flip?
could have stopped one before that and still had some
Could have been
dignity.
Flip Kretschmann.
All right.
Flip Miller.
Are we ready for this? I think we are.
For what? Oh, trivia.
There it is. That's why I put that up there so I can get things right.
Trivia time.
Trivia! Who's going first?
I'll go. I'll ask you first.
Really?
Well, I can still read these. I had to handwrite
While
these out.
you can still read them.
Well, I had to handwrite them out, and my handwriting isn't the best.
Okay, you go first.
There it is. Everybody.
And, I have to explain. What he's going to do is he's going to read 3 statements. One of them is not true. The other 2 are true. I have to figure out which one is a lie. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so first one is Dr. J, Julius Irving, also appeared in an episode of The Office and an episode of the Frasier. Of Frasier?
Of the Frasier. Okay.
Between playing, that was A. B is
A.
Between playing Rizzo on Grease and the Mona on Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Stockard Channing starred in the TV movie Silent Victory, where she won an Emmy for her portrayal of Kitty O'Neill, who overcame deafness to become the first female stuntwoman and a record holder for speed on land.
Okay.
And then finally, the Civic Arena, also called the Igloo, was opened in 1961 as the very first ever retractable dome. And the first time the dome was opened was in 1962 during a Carol Burnett show, when she said to the audience, ladies and gentlemen, I present the sky. So you have Dr. J was on The Office and Frasier. Stockard Channing won an Emmy for Silent Victory. And the Civic Center first was opened with Carol Burnett saying, ladies and gentlemen, I present the sky.
Well, Dr. J only had a few appearances because he's that bad.
Wow.
He really stunk up the joint. I knew that he did some TV. I didn't really pay attention to what his credits actually were. B was what again? B was
Stockard Channing winning an Emmy.
Stockard Channing winning the Emmy
for her portrayal of Kitty O'Neill.
I know that these movies were very close together, so there was something between them, but I can't remember what it was.
That's what she said.
I do know her first movie was The Girl Most Likely To, which was a TV movie, and I really liked it. And then the last one was Carol Burnett Opens Up the Roof. I don't believe Carol Burnett fills up that stadium. I'm going to go with C.
You are wrong.
Really?
Yep.
And I hit the button, and once again,
Wow.
what the hell is going on today?
Surprised anybody even watched it. There we go.
There it goes.
No,
Hey, did you see that? I pressed the button like
I don't know. Alien.
3 seconds ago.
Alien.
It's still up there.
So here's the deal.
Bye, come on.
She did open it up. She opened up. The first roof opening was for her during her show there. The Frasier thing, yeah, that's true. He was on Office and Frasier, and even though Stockard Channing was in Silent Victory, she never won an Emmy. She never won anything really.
Really?
Yeah.
She probably should have, because she made it through this movie without holding her nose. I consider that a pretty big achievement.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Trivia for you.
I'm sorry.
One of these things is not true.
Not like the other.
One is not true. Here we go. Letter A.
Oh, hey, how did the people do in the chat room here? Let's see. C. So let's see. Who got
C was what I picked, so
yeah,
Mike's
so might be
wrong.
Trogdor.
My mother got it
Yep.
correct.
All right.
She got it correct. I should have listened to her, but I didn't look, so.
Oh, wait. Hey.
Anyway.
Hey.
Hey.
Swobat.
Hey.
I got something for you here.
Hey, oh, don't stop it.
We're getting that right.
Stop it. Okay, just stop it. Okay, here's my trivia.
Wait.
How many weights are we up to?
I'm ready.
All right.
Wait.
Trivia
Wait.
for Dead on the Bases. Letter A. Peter Berg, who is David Whitlock, the church boy in the movie. Remember
Yeah.
the guy that's in the church? He wrote and directed the sports movie Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
Letter B. James Gardner. You know who James Gardner
Yes.
is. James Gardner wanted some of the crime photos that were taken in one of the scenes in the movie to be done by a Polaroid camera, because at that time the company was struggling, and they really helped Gardner at a point in his career where he needed it. So he wanted to throw Polaroid a bone in 1975.
So he
Polaroids were everywhere.
He wanted some of these. He wanted some, but they didn't show. Okay, all right, go ahead.
He wanted them in 75.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Polaroids.
No, there
so.
wasn't.
75? You shitting me? That's when they were
Hey,
huge.
come on, man. This is a kid
All
family
right.
show.
Robert Patrick played an FBI agent on television that investigated similar things to this case, like flying saucers.
Let's give some people a chance to guess this.
And let's give you a chance not to look over there.
I'm not gonna. Tim, I don't cheat at this stuff. I don't need to. I'm killing you. in this
Yes,
game.
you are. It's pissing
All right,
me
let's
off.
see here. Peter Berg, the church
Peter
boy.
Berg.
He wrote Sports Movie Friday. It's like we would have talked about that if there was a sports connection. James Garner.
You are so right.
James Garner, Polaroid, but I don't believe that. I mean, Polaroids are around like 82. This is 75, but they made this movie in 2000.
No, wasn't it 93?
Wait a second. Wait a second. I see the hitch in the old tractor trailer tractor. James Garner wants some crime photos taken in. The answer.
The movie was made in 93.
The answer that is wrong here, the false one, is letter B.
Why do you say that?
Because you got your timetables all screwed up. It's letter B. Go ahead. Go ahead. Letter B. Give me the correction. Yeah, it's 5. You're right. Absolutely. Give me the correct.
I hit
Just
correct.
correct.
He'll come in about a half an hour.
You know what? Maybe I'll just quote the.
There it goes.
Let me just quote the quarterback of the week. I own you. I've always owned you. Good old Aaron Rodgers.
Actually,
COVID owns
93,
him.
I did check it. 93 is when Polaroid was having financial problems.
Yes, but
And 75, there were Polaroid cameras.
No, but
Yes,
I figured
there
this
were.
out. But I figured this out. Though.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So tell me where Robert Patrick played an FBI agent.
I don't have to. I can answer right. X-Files.
He was in the
Yes.
X-Files for
Boy,
one
I know
season.
more than I think I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
You didn't know anything about Peter Berg, though, did you?
No, but you know what? I'm a savant. when it comes to
I
this stuff.
thought that was a risk because you're the sports movie guy, and once again,
Look at that.
All right.
This score it's a nauseating.
this is. I don't think we even have to play next week. I think I've been mathematically eliminated from the thing.
That's what she said.
Let's see. Jeff got his 5 again, his traditional 5. I blew it once again. So I am behind by 20 points. So that would mean you would have to give me a 0 on both of them.
Yeah.
And I would have to... I still couldn't win.
Here's the deal.
I still couldn't win.
Here's the deal. I'm already figuring that the horror movie is going to be really good.
It is good.
And I already know that the sports movie I give you is very good. So you're done.
Wait, what sports movie
Long
am I
Gone.
watching? Yeah, I've never... This is one of the few movies this season I haven't seen.
This movie is
so I'm
awesome.
looking
Well,
forward
should
to
we
it.
start wrapping this thing around here?
Well, we have to give people that preview, and we just kind of did it anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I want to talk a little bit more because I love this movie. This movie that I've given
and
Tim.
I don't think a lot of people know about it. Let's
No.
see more about season 3.
See more cracks.
and,
Anyways, I'm giving Tim the HBO movie Long Gone. This movie is fantastic. This is by
almost
far.
impossible to find.
It
too.
is. This is by far my favorite sports movie, favorite baseball movie of all time. I watch it at least once a year since it's come out. I mean, that's at least once a year. I watch it more than that. Always before the beginning of the baseball season. I just love this movie. It takes place in 1957, down in the minor leagues. It's got Virginia Madsen in it, very, very beautiful woman. It's got William S. Peterson in it, who plays in CSI, which I love that CSI. It's got that dude there that on the end there, I don't know his name, but I know his name. And it's also got another guy that I don't know.
Hold
I don't
on.
know his name.
You don't know his name,
His
but you
name's
know his
Delbert
name.
Maroney or something like that.
Delmont.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's in there too. This is really, really
Kevin
great.
McDermott is his name.
Yeah, that's it too. But this is a
It's-
really,
it's
really
Bob Reagan.
no. All those are wrong. But now put it back up again. But I'm just telling you, even if you're not a sports fan, you know Trogdor, you'll like this movie. This is a really good movie. It's just so good. Oh, I can't. I'm gonna watch
And
it
it's
again.
coming to us November 11th, but that's nothing because I have The Thing, the
I know.
Jonathan Carpenter The Thing. This is a movie you've been looking forward
I am.
to because everybody references
Yes.
this movie and you don't know what the hell they're talking about.
It's on Twitter. It's all over social media. There's like clips of it here, clips of it there, and I'm like, I'm really, really intrigued. And
to kind of set this up for you.
yep, thanks.
There was a movie version of The Thing that was made in the 50s by Howard Hawks, and they had, abysmal special effects. They really couldn't do what the actual book, and that's kind of a novella type book, and I read it. They could not really do that story at that time, so they made a lot of changes, and it didn't really bring out. The movie that John Carpenter did is a lot closer to the book, and it's a very interesting concept. I'm actually getting chills just thinking about it. It's such a good movie.
It takes place in snow.
Yes.
I love
Yes,
I love
thank
snow
you.
movies. Snow movies
It takes
and water
place
movies.
in Antarctica, which means it's not too accessible. And
What do you mean?
That you can't get there. I
You
mean,
can go there if you want. I mean, you can go there if you want to go there.
You can start walking north, but you're probably not going to have a good time.
Wait, I thought we were going south. Wait, this is the South Pole or this is the North Pole? Where are we going?
You copy. All right. Anyway,
Why would you do this to me?
this.
Where are we going? South Pole or North Pole?
South Pole.
Okay,
so
there's North
first
Pole, I'm
you
not
got to
gonna
make
watch
it through Central America. You
Right.
could not make it through Central
Yeah, I
America.
could.
I'm looking at you. No.
I could beat. Come on.
No,
I'm like
you
Indiana
wouldn't-
Jones of Muskego. Put that in a shirt.
Season 4. Season 4 is writing itself, everybody.
Indiana Jones of Muskego. There you go.
We should mention, by the way, there will be a season 4.
Oh, there is?
There will be a season 4. We're putting it together. I still have to figure out what movies, and then the way Jeff likes to counterpunch.
I
He
do.
likes to see what I set up, and then he tries to find things that kind of fit.
I kind of like that because when you had Psycho, you had a movie in black and white in the 60s. I put The Hustler across from that. We had a wrestling movie.
Yeah.
I try to do that.
Yeah,
And
so
then we
it'll be
usually
good.
hit, and then usually the last one here, we hit our one
We
of our favorites.
bring out the big guns, which I totally wasted on a season where it wasn't going to be possible for me to win.
Oh,
I
can't
should
you
have
win this
saved
one?
this for a season where I could win.
Did you see what Trogdor put up? Slaughter rule. Get it? Slaughter.
Nice. Nice. And Stefan says Jeff is clinched.
I am.
My brother might be an expert in clinching because that's what he does with his ass every time he's coming over.
See why?
Yeah,
There's no room for that.
He's just
Long Gone and The Thing. You will not go wrong with either one of these movies. Well, I don't know. The Thing might bomb, but we'll see.
Yeah, you're going to be
I might-
little Captain Scaredy Pants.
I might go home tonight and watch The Thing.
I wouldn't do it at night.
Get up
No,
in the
and
morning
you.
before breakfast.
I wouldn't do that either. I'd do it like in the middle of the day.
I'm working.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, hey, thanks for everybody for coming. Oh wait, you gotta do your thing.
Do what thing?
When you do your
I thought you were going to take over.
Your
So I was
tagline.
just taking a break
no.
and sitting here
Taking a
enjoying
break,
the
get a
day.
break, and break
Give
me
me
off
a
a
break
piece of
to
that Kit Kat bar. There you go.
Give me a break. Wait, one year during Trick or Treat,
Yeah.
we'll do our show and
As trick-or-treaters are coming up?
As trick or treaters are coming up, and we'll disregard them. It will be so much fun.
I once. Oh, do I have time to tell a quick story? Just
Of
real
course.
quick. Wait, what time is it?
We don't
Real
pay
quick.
for the time.
This is really quick.
Yeah.
So this has got to be, oh God, I don't even know how long ago. Probably maybe 20 years ago now. And so my parents had trick or treat at their house.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna scare these little kids as they jump up. Why I do this? Because I don't like to be scared, but I'm like, I'll scare them. So I got this scary mask. I hid behind the bushes.
Okay.
I'd scare these little kids as they come up. Ah! All of a sudden, the little girl came up, and she had to have been like maybe, I don't know, 5 years old.
They're so scareable.
And I jumped out, and I go, rah, like that. And she peed.
And the sidewalk got wet.
And she
Yeah,
peed, yeah. And you know what? And I felt so bad. I did. I felt so bad. And the mom was not happy.
Yeah.
And now I think to myself, this girl's probably in her mid-20s. I wonder if she has like a problem with Halloween because of that. Like that scarred her.
No, I actually tracked her down, and she said she has a problem with Jeff Miller.
Probably. And
And she will not be buying our merch. Thank you very much.
And I did learn my lesson because shortly after that, a little boy came up, and he was in a little police officer uniform. And if any of you people
He
from
pulled a
Muskego,
gun.
no, he had a whistle, and as soon as I scared him, he started blowing that whistle, running down our front yard, and all that. He took off. So if any of you people are watching, sorry.
Just a blanket apology.
If
oh my God.
if Betty that wet her pants, sorry. If Johnny who blew his whistle, I'm sorry. He did. He's going, and he wouldn't stop. He was running down the road. I don't think his parents caught him. He might still be running to this day.
Yeah. No, he probably made it to New Berlin and then.
And then Ryan Braun
joined
offered him some
the
drugs.
subculture down there. All right, it's time to close the crypt and call the game. Thank you for watching. Remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com, and you can follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and other fine places that you find podcasts. That's right. I got to write that in here.
iHeart.
We just got accepted. Do you know I
received my first check.
Did you?
Yep.
Hell, I didn't get a check again, but I had to work through tech support to get us on iHeart. We're on iHeart now as our own feed, but you can also get us as part of the Otherworldly Culture feed, which also has Dead On movie reviews.
Which I watched this past Tuesday. You guys have got a great show.
I know.
That show is fantastic. 8 o'clock Central. That show is actually fantastic. If you are a horror fan, you will get so much out of that. And I'm not a horror fan, and I get so much out of it. I've actually watched a couple movies that Dave reviewed.
Jeff says he isn't a horror fan, but we're getting close. It's happening. You can see he's turning more and more into one of us.
Whatever.
It's going to happen. And you know how you can tell the difference, don't you?
How's that?
If it's sports, it's a home run. If it's horror, run home! We're Dead on the Bases, and we'll see you next time. And I'm pressing the button, and that doesn't go. Let's try that. There we go.
There we go.
My goodness. Everything tonight. Otherworldlyculture.com. Changing.
You should have the people like
getting burned.
No, people like hold up their thing and all of a sudden something come.
You are sick.
Start stabbing them.
You are sick. I would never think of such a thing. You know what the Fish That Ate Pittsburgh could have used is a few more murders. There were no murders at all.